Hi, I'm Dr. De Bruin, and this video is a walkthrough of how to answer this question from the acids and bases topic. This question is about a partial neutralisation. So we have some acid, we're adding some base, and although it's not neutralising the acid completely, it is raising the pH slightly to a stated value. Now, in order to tackle this question, the first thing we need to understand is the relationship between hydrogen ion concentration and pH. In order for the pH to be 2, we need to know, well, what hydrogen ion concentration are we sort of aiming for? So hydrogen ion concentration, as you know, can be found by taking 10 and putting it to the value, to the index of the minus pH, so here to the minus 2. And that gives us a concentration of 0.01 mole per decimeter cubed. So that's sort of what we're aiming for. That's the final concentration at the end of the reaction. It's not where we're starting. So you could work out the starting concentration of hydrogen ions, but you don't need to. But if you did, you would find that it starts off higher than this. So we can use that concentration together with the volume that we've got in order to work out, well, at the end, how many moles of hydrogen ion are in there. Now, this is a slightly easier type of question than some questions you're going to encounter because they're just talking about adding moles of sodium hydroxide. So what they're implying is that you're adding it maybe as a powder, so you don't have to worry about two different volumes. We've just got the volume of the acid to play with, so that makes this a little bit easier. So this 0.00025, that's the moles of hydrogen ions that are left at the end when we have this pH of 2. But we know that's not where we started. So what we need to do is look at where we did start and compare them to see how many moles of hydrogen ions have been used up by the sodium hydroxide when we've added. So at the start, again, we've made this question easier than some questions would be because we've actually just told you how many moles of hydrochloric acid are dissolved. So you haven't had to work backwards and work that out from a concentration, which they could give you to do in a different, slightly more challenging question. So somehow we've gone from 0.0004 moles of hydrogen ions before we added the base to 0.00025 moles after we've added the base. So the difference between those two numbers, that's how many hydrogen ions have been used up by us adding the base. So we now need a chemical symbol equation that's going to show us how those two relate. Well, hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, they actually react in a 1-to-1 ratio. So again, we have made this about as straightforward as it can be. So what we're saying is that because they react in a 1-to-1 ratio, the hydrogen ions used is going to be the 0.0004 take away the 0.00025, which gives us 0.00015 moles of sodium hydroxide, and that's how many moles we've had to add. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you're finding these walkthroughs of A-level chemistry exam questions useful. If you are, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another slightly more complicated partial neutralisation and lots more A-level chemistry content.